You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do our review for The Flash. Another solid installment for this first season of The Flash, which has been nothing than stellar in my opinion. I can't even think of one episode I have not liked so far. And this one was really good. You know, we're seeing a lot of elements come together on this show as we head towards the home stretch. And, you know, this episode's still primarily about Firestorm, Dr. Stein and Ronnie, and how the Star team is trying to help them. And, you know, it was very, very touching. You know, right after that explosion, which was thought to be a nuclear explosion, they separated safely. The Doc got reunited with his wife, Ronnie reunited with Caitlin, and all seemed well until they started figuring out, obviously, that there was a connection there. Now, I gotta say, this episode, you know, you guys know, I don't read DC Comics. I don't. As much as I love The Flash, and I've always loved The Flash, I've only read a small handful of Flash comics, a small handful of Batman comics growing up. So Firestorm is someone I've learned about this year. You know, a lot of the villains of The Flash I was not familiar with at all, or heroes or people he teams with, Firestorm. So I thought it was for me, I don't know how it is in the comic, and I'm sure one of you guys will confirm in the comments, but I thought it was a very unique approach to have this whole connection that they have to become Firestorm. So I'm just curious if that's how it is in the comics, because either way, it is very different from what we normally get for a superhero. You know, it's I can't think of too many superheroes I know of that kind of combine together to make one superhero. And the Firestorm element I thought is really cool. And what makes it even more compelling is that you have two completely different people, completely different ages, but they make a good team. You know, they make a good team, especially when they merge for the second time and they seem to finally hone their skills. But a lot of development in this episode. Okay, we still have Joe confessing to Barry about what he found out about Barry. Barry initially feeling so much, obviously feeling down about the idea that he let his mother down, and you know, by allowing her to die, you know, failing is what he said. And I can only imagine the kind of weight that could do to somebody, knowing that you were the one who had an opportunity to save a loved one, only to turn around and have it end with the person dying. So really good. Once again, we go back to this whole story and how moments of this show can be very emotional and very, very, very good story. You know, on top of the fact that it's a superhero show and a lighthearted one at that. We got to see the General back in the fold, and obviously he wants the metahumans. He wants the Firestorm project, but that weapon he used to nullify Barry, I thought was very cool. And it's funny because when he threw it, I kept telling myself, why isn't Barry running? And then when he explained what the weapon did, it made sense. So obviously very, very prepared for Barry and knows who Barry is. We found that out later. So in between all that, you know, again, now we have Iris, who looks like she's going to be a problem. Iris looks like she's going to be a problem right now, and and obviously she's not doing it intentionally. If she knew that Barry who was the Flash and that Caitlin and Cisco and Dr. Wells are helping him and their team, I don't think she'd be doing this. But nonetheless, she's going to be an issue. And I think it's only a matter of time before she's going to find out who Barry is. I'm probably going to say by the end of the season. It just seems to be heading in that direction. Because if she's going to be poking around Star Labs and the Firestorm project, eventually it's only going to lead her to Barry being the Flash. And a lot of people, I don't know if anyone knows this now or noticed this, a lot of people are starting to find out who the Flash is. You know, like when he went and got the pizza for the Doc, I mean, I understand the Doc already knew who he was, but his wife didn't. At least as far as I can remember, she didn't. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to last episode when they showed her, and actually, no, I think she did. She did. Okay. I think she did. I can't remember now. That's one small element I just can't remember, whether or not she knew Barry was the Flash in last week's episode. Because I know she was with the team. I just don't recall whether or not. Yeah, she must have known, because she would have acted shocked. She would have been like, "Oh my God, you're the Flash." So, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is he seems to be a little bit more free about showing himself. And because even though people know, usually it's like, not, you got Joe, obviously the star team. Now you got the Doc, Ronnie. A good number of people know who he is. I really think Iris is going to find out before all said and done. So, but we'll see what happens there. But Iris, definitely keep your eye on her. She's going to be a problem. She has been a problem. We didn't get to see his new girlfriend this week, but I'm sure we'll revisit that. But I thought it was a great episode. I think the special effects in the show have improved. One of the things I remember talking about the show earlier when it started was that there were certain parts of the show where the special effects were really good. And then I also recall saying that the only thing I don't like is sometimes when they show him running from the front, that looks a little bit like, that just kind of looks weird. But when he, for some reason, I don't know what it is, when he runs in tornadoes, it just looks so cool. When he runs in circles, I remember when he did it against the Weather Wizard in the first, I think it was the first episode, and he had to do it in this episode to get that crap off of him. And, last week with the nuclear explosion going off and running away with Caitlin in his arms, the special effects are really good. Firestorm, the special effects on Firestorm, I've been impressed with since they first shown them. I thought it looks really, for TV, to me, it's really good. I'm really impressed with it. So I'm really liking the special effects. Even with Gorilla Grodd at the end, obviously that's a CGI gorilla, but once again, considering the circumstances of the budget and TV, I gotta say a solid job there. So speaking of which, we found out that the General obviously had a moment with Gorilla Grodd. Apparently Dr. Wells was aware of it, and to punish the General, we saw at the end Dr. Wells dons the mask of Reverse Flash and drags the General to to Gorilla Grodd, and God only knows what Grodd did to him. But we heard Grodd speak the mental telepathy, and again, I don't read DC Comics. I have had a small handful of people educate me on Grodd when he first appeared on the show. So I want to thank you guys for that. Jim Kelly's one of them. Jim Kelly from The Nation. So that's going to be interesting to see. There's a lot of this. This is so many little seeds being planted, and it's such an exciting show. It was a great episode. One of my favorite moments is when Firestorm and the Flash were heading back to Star Labs, and you see the Flash running down the street while Firestorm is flying right beside him. This is really, really cool stuff. Really just fun superhero stuff, and I just can't get enough of this show. I love watching it every week. Now next week looks big. It looks like Dr. Wells is finally going to reveal who he is, and we're going to maybe get some questions answered, because I'm still wondering what his endgame is. I really am. And Barry has a new purpose now to try and save his mother. I think this is going to be another step in the right direction to get him motivated to become the Flash that we all know he's going to become. And it's just going to get good. It's such a great show. I hate waiting a whole week to watch it. I'm so spoiled with binge watching certain shows that I wish I could just binge watch this. God forbid when this comes out on DVD and I get my hands on it, I'm probably going to watch the first season continuously until season 2 comes out. So, but I'm just really enjoying the show. It's such a great show, and such good storytelling. The special effects have improved over the course of the season. A lot of good characters coming into the fold. A lot of secrecy there. A lot of questions unanswered, but the answers are coming, and that's what gets me excited. And it was just a solid episode. Nice little ending to the Firestorm saga, along with some excellent seed planting around that story with Gorilla Grodd, Reverse Flash. The investigation continues. And remember that there's still other villains coming, and we still have villains out there on the loose. And wow, Barry's got his hands full, but who knows? Firestorm probably be a partner in crime for the foreseeable future, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that's it for this review. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the Nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers, or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.